Hi there! Why visit Kyoto? And more so, why return? I'm here to give you the best 10 reasons why you should. And I promise you, these reasons get better and better and more delicious as we go. Reason number 1, HEYAN-KYO. Welcome to Kyoto. If you could have visited the city about 160 years ago, you would have walked the streets of Japan's capital, known back then as HEYAN-KYO, the so-called capital of tranquility and peace. For 11 centuries, Kyoto was the seat of Japan's imperial power, since the year 794 to be more precise, until the emperor decided to move his royal abode to Edo, today's Tokyo, in 1869. Although it was due to be erased during World War II, the city survived, unlike Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It remains to this day the cultural capital of Japan, and it houses no less than 17 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Modern life has found ways to harmoniously embrace this glorious Feng Shui design history, dotted with over 2,000 temples, palaces and shrines, and thus enhancing the city's prestige through new IT industry, heavy tourism, sake brewing, 40 universities, and a state-of-the-art transportation hub. The 100 meters high observatory of the Kyoto Tower is a good place to start your sightseeing tour. Sitting atop the Kyoto Hotel, a great option for lodging if I may say so, the tower is the highest point in the city and affords you an unobstructed 360 degrees view of what you will discover next. The ultra-modern Kyoto train station is an attraction in itself. A series of bullet trains connect Kyoto to Tokyo in 2 hours and a half and get you to Osaka's Kansai airport in no time. All the bullet trains and historic models are displayed for you in a museum. Just make sure to retrieve and to hold on tight to your ticket so you can exit upon arrival. I learned that the hard way. Reason number 2, KINKAKU-JÍ. If you ever wondered if the golden pavilion of the world's famous KINKAKU-JÍ Buddhist temple near Kyoto is truly covered in gold, the answer is yes. A late restoration from 1987 after fire destroyed it in 1950 was accomplished by covering the top 2 tiers with rather thick gold leaf. The 3-tiered Sheraton or golden building houses revered relics and is said to contain the ashes of Buddha. Each tier is built in a different style, starting with the first floor in Shinto-zukuri from the Heian period, second in Samurai or Buke-zukuri from the Kamakura period, and third in Zen from the Muromachi era. Its history can be traced back as far as 1397 when it started as a rich man's home. Only later it was converted into a temple, but fire was its biggest enemy more than once. The adjacent gorgeous gardens were crafted in the 14th and 15th century during the Muromachi Ashikaga period. Although there is no access to the inside of the temple, KINKAKU-JÍ is the most visited place in Japan, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a totally inexpensive, rewarding and unforgettable experience that should be on everyone's top 10 things to do in your lifetime bucket list. Reason number 3, KYOMIZUDERA. Dedicated to the Kannon deity of mercy and compassion, KYOMIZUDERA is a rare temple perched on the incline of Mount Otowa, located pretty much in the middle of Kyoto. It comes as no surprise that the temple celebrates many rituals and events, including the cherry blossom season and the gorgeous fiery colors of the fall taking over the surrounding forests. 2 main gates lead up the hill, Nyomon and Saimon, towards more than 24 buildings. Ondo, the largest public hall, has an ample wooden stage-like terrace overlooking the panorama unfolding all around. Built in the 1600s, the intricate wooden structure of this impressive UNESCO World Heritage Site is earthquake-resistant, as proven by time. The innermost sanctuary, called Nainanjin, is rarely open to the public and houses the statue of the deity Kannon. Also mostly private, except on special occasions, is the temple's Jojuin Garden or Moon Garden. It can only be seen twice a year for a few days, and it is surely a good reason to return to Kyoto. For events, rituals and festivals, you can check their website. KYOMIZUDERA will definitely be one of the highlights of your Kyoto exploration. Reason number 4, KODAIJI and KENINJI temples. I singled out these two temples because they are in walking distance from the train station and very easy to reach for those who are only passing through. Both are Zen temples and both have stunning works of art and gardens, and you can navigate from one to the other in pure Zen-like peace and quiet. Although alike in style and decor, their roles were quite different. Kodaiji is a mausoleum built for Toyotomi Hideyoshi, although the current main hall is in part a 1912 reconstruction. Toyotomi was a samurai and a major historic figure of Japan. Born a peasant, he rose through the ranks to imperial regent, waging wars for the unification of Japan, and launching the historically brutal 6-year-long invasion of Korea, only matched in casualties by the later world wars. Kodaiji is filled with gorgeous murals and has two styles of gardens, a Zen garden or rock garden, and a Tsukeyama nature garden on hills covered in pines and maples. By contrast, Keninji is the oldest Zen temple in Kyoto, built in 1202. Adorned with numerous works of art, Keninji is also famous for its extensive and peaceful Zen gardens. Its founder, Yosai, has been credited with the introduction of Zen Buddhism to Japan, as well as with the introduction of the cultivation of tea. For the temple's 800th anniversary in 2002, the ceiling of the Dharma Hall was decorated with the iconic Twin Dragons mural by the artist Koizumi Yunsaku. It remains one of my favorite sites of Kyoto. Reason number 5, Higashiyama. Each historic city has a main square, a pedestrian area, or a major market. Kyoto has Higashiyama and the Gion, a perfectly preserved historic district stretching for about 2 kilometers on a hill leading to the gates of the KYOMIZUDERA temple. Not only is this Kyoto's main touristic playground, but it is as well a repository of very old traditions, World Heritage Sites, and world intangible assets hard to find in such an abundance anywhere else in Japan. Higashiyama strings along its streets and alleys the Machiya traditional wooden merchants' homes and storefronts, the Ochaya traditional tea houses, coffee shops, and restaurants serving kaiseri ryori, Kyoto's fine dining cuisine. For the shopaholics among us, our tender hearts are to be blessed with sweets, teas, crafts, traditional garments, ceramics, and good luck souvenirs, among many others. The district is also home to the Yasaka Shrine, or the Gion Shrine, going back to the 700s, as well as the Maruyama Park, your best place to experience a downpour of cherry blossom petals in spring. One other noteworthy event is the over 1,000-year-old Gion Matsuri Festival, Japan's most famous reenactment parade of floats, costumes, and numerous events held during this 1-month-long historical extravaganza. The Geisha district of Gion is part of this area, but more about this tradition coming up shortly. Reason number 6, gardens. We can't have a conversation about Kyoto without talking about gardens, water features, and the surrounding nature. Kyoto is located between lakes, canals, the sea, hills, and mountains, and it's not hard to see why it was such a privileged location, favored by the nobility, imperial houses, and the religious elite. Gardens are one of Japan's major passions, and Kyoto is one of the most famous places in Japan for garden enthusiasts. Be it strolling gardens for the nobility or religious Zen temple ones, Kyoto has some of the most beautiful examples of both. A cable car affords you a first good look. A visit to the Katsura Imperial Villa, offering guided tours, or to the Kokedera Moss Temple, a UNESCO site, require special reservations. For the most famous stone garden in Japan, head to the Ryoanji Temple, while for the most impressive Zen gardens, with 24 temples, visit Daikoku-ji. Water is a major feature in all local Kyoto gardens, and almost each palace or temple has a lake, a moat, a pond, a canal, and so forth, with charming arching stone bridges. But then, there we have the mountains, with hermit shrines and their corresponding hiking trails, and unforgettable wisteria, red maple, or bamboo forests, all calling you to leave Kyoto behind and adventure farther. Arashiyama is definitely worth a day trip. Its famous bridge, bamboo groves, riverboat rides, and cormorant fishing on the Honshu River will tell you that you truly arrived in Japan, if you had any doubts. My favorite part? Arashiyama's uniquely clever snow monkeys, or Japanese macaques. Unique because they learn and teach food cleaning and preparation methods, grooming methods, social skills, proprietary vocalization by groups, and do activities for fun like bathing in hot springs and making snowballs. Trust me, you will not get bored watching them. Reason number 7. Palaces and shrines. To visit Kyoto's major palaces and shrines, you must allow a bit more time, since most are either rather large or are located a bit off the beaten track. Aside from the Yasaka Shrine in Higashiyama, here are a few more you should adventure to. The long nature walks to reach them are cathartic. The pair of Kamo shrines, the Shimogamo and Kamigamo shrines, can be reached from the Imperial Palace and are the sites of the Aoi Matsuri Festival, one of the top 3 major Kyoto annual events. It is held on May 15, and legend has it that a Heian emperor intervened with the Kamo deity to beg for less rain and protection for his new capital city, Kyoto. The Shinto Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine, located at the base of the holy mountain of Inariyama, is maybe the most famous shrine in Kyoto. Its iconic thousands of vermilion torii gates are known worldwide, and it takes over 2 hours to reach the summit. The shrine is dedicated to Inari, the god of rice, and it is said that its giant entry gate was commissioned by the notorious samurai Toyotomi Hideyoshi. The current Heian Palace and Shrine dates back to 1895 and is a reproduction of the original, built between the 8th and the 12th century but destroyed by fire in 1227 without being ever rebuilt. Heian is the location of the last of the 3 major Kyoto festivals, the Jidai Matsuri, held yearly on the 22nd of October, my birthday. The Imperial Palace was built to replace the Heian Palace and has housed the emperor, the royal family, and the nobles until 1868, during which time it was rebuilt about 8 times due to fires. A large portion of the palace's grounds were converted into gardens since. The area allocated to the palace and its gardens is called Kyoto-Gyoen, occupying an area close to 100,000 square meters. The palace is still managed by the imperial household. Nijo Castle, a UNESCO site, was the official residence of the Tokugawa shogun's imperial court and was built around the year 1600. Ninomaru, the interior palace, has surprisingly survived in its original state, with its painted ceilings, secret passages, Fusuma sliding doors, and tatami rooms. The outer section and second palace complex is called Honmaru and is not open to visitors. But the stunning Ninomaru Palace is a public museum since 1940. The incredibly rich history of Kyoto has plenty more to share. Maybe next time. Reason number 8. Customs. If you can't make it to the 3 main festivals or don't have time to climb a few hills and mountains, you can still enjoy some of the local customs on the go, or take home a little piece of Kyoto. The vermilion torii gates of Kyoto shrines come in all sizes, and promise, since more modern times, to also bring success in business when left behind, aside from offering passage for deities to move from the mundane to the sacred. And as you stroll, Kyoto's spring drinking water is available for free in many places. Lanterns are also meant to show gratitude and bring in auspicious events, and on lanterns are rectangular and made of paper or bamboo. The most common ones are the chochin oval lampions. The hexagonal ones are called bombori, while the metal, wooden, or stone-carved temple lanterns are called toro and not quite suited as souvenirs. But don't worry, good luck charms abound for purchase or to leave behind. Make your choice between the beckoning cat or maneki cat, the round-bodied Dharma dolls, the omikuji paper fortunes, the Emma wishing plaques, the Senbasuru 1000 origami paper cranes, the Kero frogs, the Ruma dolls, the Tanuki-Rakun dog statues, Kokeshi dolls, and many more. The jinrickshaw or rickshaws are still in use today, mainly for tourists. These are of Japanese origin, but similar human-powered vehicles exist in many other places. In the 1800s, rickshaws were the main mode of transport, and Japan had over 40,000 of them. Many other old traditions are still being displayed in Kyoto. Catch a play or attend a tea ceremony and immerse yourself. Reason number 9, Geiko. Called Geiko in the Kyoto dialect, meaning women of art. Geishas live and work in a city in 5 Hanamachi districts, flower towns, of which the Gyeonkobu is best known. Since 1751, the first women have started to appear as geishas, replacing the trained performing taikomochi and hokan artists, which were only males until that time. Skilled in dance, singing, and playing instruments, and traditional forms of hosting, geishas were not women escorts, a role performed by oiran courtesans. Structured by ranks, geishas lived in okiya houses and worked under an okasan matron and owner of the house, although today living there is not a must. They enter there as MAIKO apprentices and are provided with expensive hikizuki silk kimonos and trained in many different arts, as well as in applying the traditional oshiro makeup and nihongami hairstyles. The level of artistry achieved by legendary Geiko has been recognized. The Kyomai dance version created by Geiko Inoue Yachiyo has been designated as living national treasure and can only be seen in Kyoto's Gyeonkobu. She lived to 99 years of age, and her family continues the tradition today as part of a school with 6 teachers, among which 3 are over 80 years old. Today, Geiko perform as osashiki engagements in their house, or at ochaya tea houses, or at special events. The most talented artists among them, those who preserve the centuries-old traditions of music, narration, instrument playing, and dance, might have to bring their art farther out into the world to carry on and safeguard such treasures. Reason number 10, Tsukemono, meaning fragrant dish. Tsukemono is a blanket term used to cover many variations of preserved vegetables, be it in dry salt, in brine, miso, sugar, rice bran, vinegar, hot mustard, soy sauce, or sake yeast. As such, there are many kinds of tsukemonos used as ozaku or side dishes, otsumami or snacks for drinks, or kaiseri ingredients for ceremonies. The buckets and baskets holding these vegetables for sale can be seen in the Nishiri Chiba market in Kyoto, or in some of the stores in the HYGASHIYAMA touristic area. If you're curious what's in that rice bran, here is a list. Daikon, plums, turnips, cucumbers, cabbage, ginger, onions, eggplants, lotus roots, or even seafood such as squid, herring roe, and so forth. Be adventurous and try everything. There is nothing more rewarding than expanding the limits of your palate and adding new flavors to your diet. Japanese food inches close to be my #1 favorite. Raw, fresh, or pickled, from the land or from the sea. Although tea is the truly traditional drink, along with its delicate serving style, exquisitely crafted tea serving cups and utensils, and charming tea houses, you will find plenty of other brews that Kyoto has mastered, including coffees, cocktails, and spirits. Among these, sake is Kyoto's forte. Kyoto is the center of sake brewing since the Heian period in the 8th century. The city's pure underground water reserves, rich in minerals, its locally grown rice, and naturally crafted starter mash have given Kyoto's sake its prestige. Over 30 sake breweries are located in Kyoto, including the renowned Kitagawa, Takara, Kisakura, and Gekeika. Kanpai! Until next time. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please don't smash any buttons. Just gently like and subscribe for more. The world is vast and it's all yours. Next time, you might also want to fall in love with this next destination over there. Thank you.